Dum, 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 dum.
Hi, I'm going to do a recap of the little holiday challenge I've been doing this week. Just a quick look at the scores on the doors and how we got on. Roll the intro. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And what I've been doing this week is truly putting trading in the real world, because I've only been using very small position sizes. If you check out some of the other videos that I've done, it'll kind of make sense. But basically, I was supposed to be on holiday this week, and I was reading some of the messages about position sizing and one thing and another. And I decided that I would trade for the entire week with just using what would be classed as micro positions. So I started with £1 with an aim of doing 15 pips a day. And the idea wasn't the money, it was the process and the pip count. And I'm just coming into closing off the last trade of the day now. And what I'll do is I'll jump on the screen and I'll pull up the little spreadsheet that I've been making, and we'll go through it. And you'll see what the power of compounding and small gains can give you. So give me a minute, because it's literally going to cash out in the next couple of seconds. And I'll pull the screen up and then I'll come back to you and we'll have a chat about how trading should be done. Okay guys, so this is today's deal ticket for the last 24 hours. As you can see, it's been pretty good. Very small positions, 50p's, 25 pence. Nothing at all. Pulled in 30 quid. Go with that. And if you want to see the week, let's have a look at the week's transactions. This is for the entire week. I'll just move that out the way. You can kind of see what I've been up to. Again, all the position sizes are very small. I'll just highlight this here. There's your profits for the week. You know, and yes, you've got your bits of interest for the positions I held overnight. You know, I've held some for a few days and some have worked, some haven't, but I'm just looking to get it to make money. And again, if you look at this, nice small, all very small position sizes. There's nothing breaking a pound, you know. I might have started with £1, but then I'll split it into positions. And then if the positions are going, I can then close them down and various other bits and pieces, which makes up this. And then running from that, the scores on the doors are this. Okay. So hold on, I'll just move my little bobbly head out the way so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Down here. There we go. So this is what I've done for the week. And the whole idea of this was to use a small position size and turn it into essentially a holiday is the idea. And the way it came was I looked at sort of holiday I was going to take. It's going to cost around £1,800 for Winky and I to go away. So I looked at how many pips I need to do per day, smallest position size that I can start with, and then worked it forward from there. And what I came up with was 15 pips. Okay. And it came from this here. Basically, I wanted £1,800 in a year. So that is there, which then would make this section here. So each month I need to pull 150, 37.50 a week, 7.50 a day, with an average win. And as it says there, in order to achieve this goal on this side of the sheet, it has to start at 50p, at 15 pips. And if I put that across, and I did one trade, just one, at 50p, scored 15 pips, that would be the breakdown. Okay, but I wanted to have a cushion, and that's why you sort of increase your bids and let your winners run, because I might do 15 pips today, but I might lose 10 tomorrow, then I might win 20 pips and so forth. So you need to balance it out. Okay, so I'll just jump back to my pip counter. And what we did across the week was very simple. I had 4 positions on Monday, which gave me 28 pips. I opened another 6 on the Tuesday, which gave me 16 pips, but I carried overnight. Opened an additional 5, gave me 110 pips, live with that. Opened an addition yesterday, just one at 15 pips, and then today everything that was running closed out, and it's gave me 89 pips. Yeah, the money is not a lot, it's tiny, and the whole week earned just £113, £113.90. But all of this started with £1, just £1. So in my eyes, this is a fantastic return, because I pulled 259 pips this week. You know, that is a decent return. I can live with that. So I'll jump on the camera and we'll have a little chat about the mental side of trading, and it'll make sense in just a second. So come with me. So that was that. Been an excellent week. And I think you'll agree, if you didn't look at the money and somebody said to you that you pulled in 259 pips this week and you were in profit, they would be impressed. And they really would be. And the whole idea of this week was to show that it's possible, with the main driver being the process, not the money. I mean, you see all the adverts all the time, like these guys.
You ding dong!
Give it to me again.
You ding dong!
And yes, guys, I included the green Lamborghini. I had to, because you know I don't like them. Sorry. Almost on a rant there, because I've been bombarded with these adverts this week. It's probably been messing about on Facebook a little bit too much. Anyway, when you look at an advert like that, it makes it look glossy. And when you see the guys with the flash car, I bought my mentor's Lamborghini. Whoop-de-doo. You know, it's La La Land. It really is. And what they never show is the emotional side of trading. They try and show you the glitzy side of it. You know, they'll dazzle you with fancy lights. And funny enough, brokers will do the same. There's a lot of flashy lights on brokers and all the indicators and everything, and it's all buy it now. And there's a number of items on my broker I've switched off, like dealing on the chart. I can close it on the chart, but I can't open on a chart. And the reason that they do that is because they want you to trade more. And if you trade more, you have a tendency to overtrade and blow your account. And one of the reasons that people overtrade is because they have little regard for the small amounts of money that's involved. Because if you've got, in this case, it started with like a £500 account. You know, that's all that was starting with, £500, which enabled me to open up a £1 position, which I could split in two. And yes, the result is not fantastic. It's just shy of £114, but it's over a 20% return on 500 quid. Could your bank give you 20% on £500 in a week? Don't think it can. And that's the idea of this week. You see, when you're dealing with small money, 25p, 50p. Mentally, you give it no respect whatsoever. So you'll take a chance when maybe you shouldn't. You know, the chart says XYZ and it's not the true setup, but you would take the trade anyway, because all that's in your mind is it's only a couple of quid, it's only 50 pence. But then the market rockets against you in the opposite direction, and you might only be setting out to get £5, you know, 50p, 10 points. Market shoots off, and then suddenly this £5 you were going to win is now £25 loss. And the reason that you have this £25 loss, and it's twofold. Firstly, you didn't respect the money. You just thought it's a fiver, so it doesn't matter, I'm going to trade anyway. And secondly, you didn't analyse the chart properly. Because if you analysed the chart properly, you would have known that that risk reward was ludicrous. You know, because percentage wise and the movement of the candles are identical. If you're trading at £5 a point, it's exactly the same as at 50p a point. The only difference is the reward at the end. So you should be asking yourself this question, because I did every day this week. If I was putting on my full position size, would I take this trade? And if the answer was yes, then I took it. And if the answer was no, then I wouldn't. And I used a simple breakout strategy this week. I followed it on from the London breakout. So the rules were the same as what you saw last week when I traded it all week. When they said it couldn't be done, but I did it anyway. Yes, I changed the rules because I ain't giving my money away. But all I was doing was proving that any system can work. And it can, if you apply it to the right conditions. You know, I had a chat with a guy this morning, he showed me a chart, and his process was spot on. He had the right idea, but he misread whether it was in a trend or a range, and that's why it failed. And if you look at the bigger picture, you can see what tools you need. And that's why trading is a little bit dynamic. But getting back to the mental game, a good trick to try is trade without actually seeing what your position is. Switch it all off. Just trade with the candles. Would I get in at this point? Yes. Right, I enter. And then that's it. And don't look at any positions at all. Where will I get out? Well, it will be 25 pips up here. Right. That's where I'm going to get out there. Simple as that. And that helps you mentally because you're not looking at the money. If you chase the money, your mental side will take over because it's greed. Greed will be there all the time. It's a powerful emotion. You know, I want to be in. I have to be in. I want £30. That is a colossal move on 50 pence. What you really need is £10, a third of that. So it was just a quick exercise this week is to show you that just trading with tiny amounts of money can still earn something. Because if you think about it this way, yeah, just shy of £114, that's half of a salary, starting with £1. Okay, so you hear me talk about salary all the time because this is all this is for me. It is a salary, you know, it's my job. It's how I earn a living, and I respect it as my job, and that's why it pays me very well. Okay, I don't take chances, and I don't just trade for the sake of trading. If I do not have a reason to get into that trade, I do not trade. And I must have a valid reason to get out of that trade. And that is it. You know, so this week's kind of proved again that with a little bit of thought and a bit gumption, you can get there. And I'm sure you guys will. You know, just respect the process, not the money. The money is your reward for the hard work you put in. And it don't matter if at the end of the week you have £1 or £1,000. As long as you followed your process and you ended in profit, pat yourself on the back, go pour yourself a cup of coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, and I'm going to in a minute, and think you've done well. And then do it again next week. And then your £1 becomes £2. And then do it again the week after, and the week after, and the week after. And you'll find, after a period of time, trading ain't that difficult. It's you that is difficult. Trying to force trades when they're not there, trying to overstretch trades because your position size is not capable of getting into the hundreds of pounds. Just calm it down. Be humble and think about the process. I know I said it a few times in this, I just wanted to hammer it home. So there we go, Friday. I should have been in Tenerife, Haro, but instead I'm here talking to you guys on a Friday night. So I've just ordered tea, which I'm going to enjoy because that's just paid for it. Have a few beers with Winky and enjoy the weekend. So wish you all well, guys. And remember, do what you love, the money will follow. I'll see you all on the next one.